was the response, by the way?
NationIvy.com. Mr. Ivy know the show must go on. And far as Cincinnati, man, I put on. Tunes made another flame beat for me to cook on. Raised dogs, close fists, yeah, too strong. Team NI, chop it up at the chop shop. Top notch with the king flow, the hot shot. Cop squad said, listen to the real. Jumping like hopscotch, nobody harder than, oh, no, think not. Not only citywide, but nationwide. Superlatives, keep it locked like them Haitian guys. Put the truth in the airways, we talk about it. Brand new like the templates, let's be about it. Who got the info by the AM? John O. B. the rapper, got them jamming when they play him. Staying in my lane, they ain't gotta okay him. Who the host with the scoop? Yeah, they gon' say him. Ivy, so superlative like a bag of drippos. Show you where the Brits at, Cincinnati Reds at. One time where my people at. Team NI, where my people at. It's the 513, yeah, you know the flow. What's the word, Nate? Let them know the show. One time where my people at. Team NI, where my people at.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome back. It's the first Monday of the new year, January 3rd, 2022. Good morning to you, and welcome back. On today's show, I want to talk about Antonio Brown. That's the brother you see right there. I'm not sure, you don't even have to really be an NFL fan or a follower or watcher to get the flows this morning. So it's not like a sports-related thing. It's really about people. It's really about life. But one of the biggest stories in pro football, other than the Bengals, I know the Who Dey Nation is going to go crazy. I'm happy for you. I'm happy that all my Bengal friends, should I say, who are fans of the Bengals, that y'all get in a return on your emotional investment. Hell, and sometimes in your financial investment for people that like tailgate and go to the games. It's super exciting for you. For me, I remain the same. I don't get too high, I don't get too low. It's a lot of fun. Go UC Bearcats did not win the Cotton Bowl, so that's over with. Alabama did what Alabama does. 27-6 was the score, just in case you weren't paying attention to it. And you could tell from the start. I'll be honest with you, that was the most that I watched a UC football game all season long. But it was something to do. It was something to do. I was going to say it was entertaining, but I would have been more entertained if they won, if the home team won. I would have been much more entertained. But go Bearcats. They had a great season. The wifey and I, we bought some commemorative T-shirts. She found them on discount. And since we're both UC alum and we actually met each other at UC, it's got some emotional value to it. So we'll keep the T-shirts. I don't think I'll wash my car with it or something like that. I'll keep it in the rotation. Maybe I'll work out with it. I'll wear it on the air one day. You'll be like, oh, that's that shirt from when UC lost to Alabama. And yeah, so maybe something like that. That's one of the biggest stories right there, the Bengals. Everybody's talking about the Bengals. For the first time in a long time, if you're a Cincinnati pro football fan, then you don't have to be embarrassed about watching your favorite sort of nationally televised sports commentary show, because they're all going to be saying good things about the hometown team. So enjoy it. Hopefully they'll go far. Who Dey, let me say it right there. I'll say it again. Bengal fans, y'all are just Part of the reason why y'all hate Steeler fans is because they are who you want to be. You want to be as obnoxious as they are. And maybe Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and whoever else, Zach Taylor, they'll put together a good run and give you exactly what you're looking for. But then the other big story in sports is the fact that Antonio Brown, and this is just a sidebar, who over the last decade or so has probably been the best wide receiver, one of the most significant players in the NBA, NFL. I say that because like he's a difference maker out there, one of the best. He actually walked away from the game, like literally took off his jersey and his pads, took off his helmet, threw it to the sidelines, and walked off. He waved to the crowd, walked through the tunnel. And then the next time the world saw him, he was like in the back of an Uber or a Lyft on social media saying thanks for the opportunity. And, he's got a long history that all these sports dudes have been talking about ever since, and mental illness and things like that. But you know what? I got a theory on this. I have a theory on why AB, and that's what they call him, and Antonio Brown. What's up with men, sports dudes named AB, right? You got Adrian Broner, the problem, and Antonio Brown, which a lot of folks may have thought that he was a problem. I don't know, something to it. But I've got a theory on why he walked away. I want to share with you this morning at 513-873-7134 if you want to share your thoughts. Now, you don't have to share your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? We're not begging for your calls. If you call and you feel as if, there's something you want to contribute in that way, great. 513-873-7134. Good morning to you. Before we go too far, I received a message from somebody on SpeakPipe, and it's been a long time. I don't even really talk about SpeakPipe. And I got this message like last week. It was someone who was listening to our conversation, and then they wanted to chime in after the show was over with. We were talking about like best Christmas movies, I think was the conversation. And I said that Die Hard was the best Christmas movie. See, that's one. Sometimes it's the little things. I found out that the wifey believes for her, Die Hard is one of her favorite Christmas movies. See, it's the small things that keeps couples together. It's not the big things. It's the small things, little things like that. But if you go to my website, which is nathanivy.com, you can send me a voicemail at any time just using SpeakPipe. But I thought it was interesting. I may play that later in the show. As far as the show, you got me in for about an hour this morning until about 8, a little bit after 8, as we build the show out for 2022. I want to do some things differently, including with the time frame of the show. I may change the time and the starts of it just here in the month of January to see what works and see what doesn't work for you and for me. All right. Good morning to you. Dale writes, Nate, the Queen City Bungles have won plenty of AFC North division titles, but has yet to win a playoff game since 1991. But corny-ass Bungle fans are celebrating division titles like they won a Super Bowl. That's the difference from Bungle fans and others. Is it fair to continue to refer to the Bengals as the Bungles? Let's start right there, because I'm not so sure it is. As I've said, I shared this with you months ago. I started watching more of the games. Even with the game on yesterday, I didn't watch all of the game. I didn't start watching until like midway through second quarter, and then I was in and out. I was doing other shit, but I did get a chance to watch a lot of the game. Even that last drive, I left the game, came back within the last couple of minutes, like, oh, they scored? Wow, they're up. It kind of took me by surprise. But I don't think it's fair to continue to refer to the Bengals as the Bungles. I will say that. They got a whole new energy. And you're right. They have won plenty of AFC North division titles, King of the North, all that kind of nonsense. Really doesn't mean anything when you get to the playoffs. You're right about that, Daryl. But my attitude about the Bengals is, enjoy it while it's here. It's some good. It's some. Well, if you're watching from home, and depending on what your streaming service is, it's some free entertainment, something to do, right? If you're not sports betting on the team, I mean, you're not making any money off of it. You know what I'm saying? I still resist this whole idea, and the NFL is so good at creating narratives. They are so good at creating narratives and generating emotion. They have Cincinnatians convinced that because the Bengals haven't won a playoff game, that really means something. Like they got us convinced of that. Oh, it's been so long since the Bengals have won a playoff game. If the Bengals won a Super Bowl this year, it wouldn't change a motherfucking thing in this city whatsoever. So it's just fun. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? If the Bengals win the AFC, the title, and win a Super Bowl, your ass ain't getting paid is what I'm trying to tell you. You ain't getting no check. You're not getting a bonus. You nothing's going to happen. Nothing. For the vast majority of people out there. So we have to put things in their proper place. This is just fun. That's all this is. Just fun. So to all my Bengal fan friends out there, Bengal fan friends, right? Just enjoy it. Enjoy it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? Daryl out here, get bah humble. You damn Scrooge, Daryl. We don't want to hear that this morning. People want to bask in the glory of yesterday's game. Let them have it. Damn it. You're here talking sense, bringing up old shit. We don't need that. We don't need that, Daryl. We don't need you bringing up old shit like, I don't know, they haven't won a playoff game since 1991. We don't need you to say that right now. Just let us enjoy us. Let people enjoy that, and for whatever it is. And I hope it lasts as long as whatever the hell that means. I'm just so unimpressed, man. I'm just so over all of sports in general. Because I'm not making any money off of it. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was doing some sports betting, which is going to be legal soon, and I had some money on the Bengals, oh shit. Well, now we got a reason to celebrate. But right now, Joe Burrow didn't come to the house and drop off a game ball, which I would later put on eBay. Joe Mixon didn't drop off a jersey sign, which I would put on eBay and sell. So, I mean, come on, folks. Let's just call it what it is. It's fun, and that's it. That's it. Nothing more than that. And that's good enough because we need some fun in these crazy days and times. Are you ready for January 6th, which is just 3 days away? Members of the intelligence community are saying that it could happen again, meaning that there could be another January 6th insurrection. Really? So get ready for that. Some people, man. That's all I can say. Some people. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. Let me throw the cover back up for you one more time. I want to get into this topic. This is why he walked off a theory. So Antonio Brown, probably the most prolific wide receiver of his generation, a difference maker on the field, like a true gifted athlete. That man has done things on the football field that's just incredible. Some people are just born to do certain things, or they just have a natural talent and affinity. And he has a natural talent and affinity. He's a special athlete. And he walked off of the field and walked away from the team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who, by the way, won the Super Bowl last year. He just won a Super Bowl ring. He just won a Super Bowl ring with the same team he just walked away from last year. Tom Brady is the quarterback. He walked away from all of that. Seems like a good deal. I mean, you're an athlete. You're with Tom Brady. You got a credible chance of making some noise in the playoff, maybe win another ring or something like that. And he walked away. And I want to give you what I think could be this is my theory. This could be the reason why he walked away. I don't know. And I'm not going to tell you, I'm not trying to build this up like I'm splitting the atom or I'm about to break some shattering. I don't have no tea. I don't have any inside track. This is just from my vantage point and what I watched. And I'll be honest with you, there were some parts of me that liked it. Now, you're not going to hear this. Like when you turn on ESPN and Fox Sports, they're going to kill him and he doesn't deserve a second chance. I don't want to hear all this shit. You know, talking about this brother, how he don't deserve a second chance. I hope he gets help. He might be mentally ill. We're all mentally ill. That's number one. Everybody is mentally ill. Nobody is sane. Quit acting like you're fucking sane. I'm not sane. And I don't want to act like I'm sane. I got problems. I'm messed up. Just like you are. And that's what makes it so beautiful because we got balance in the force. Everybody's effed up out there. Everybody's got some kind of issue. mommy, daddy issues. You didn't get loved enough. You got potty trained with a hand grenade, or you got some other issues. We all got issues. So I don't like it. I don't like the conversation they're having about this, brother. But here's one theory. And the theory is, and again, I'm not telling you it's earth-shattering, but I'm going to tie this, I'm going to parallel this, I'm going to tie this to some things that's going on in the so-called real world. Is, as I watch AB take off his jersey, wave to the crowd, and walk away, you know what I thought? I thought there's a lot of people that should be doing the same goddamn thing today on their jobs. You should be walking away from these motherfuckers because they're not treating you right. They ain't paying you right. They're contributing to your bad, your mental health, your emotional health. The only difference is AB probably got stacks. So he can do that kind of ish. You know what I'm saying? Average Joes like you and me, we can't get away with no shit like that. Man, please. We'll be looking for a new job next week. Looking for a new job. Quick. Oh my gosh. But that's what I thought, though. I was like, you know what? Damn, that brother's lucky right there. Because there's a lot of folks that should do the same damn thing today. Take off your jersey, take off that damn badge, throw that badge back at them, walk the hell out, and just wave at these mofos. And then go live your best life, right? Tell me I'm wrong about that. I mean, what I see AB doing is nothing more than right now, what are we talking about in terms of employment? It's the great resignation, right? Millions upon millions of people are basically walking away because they're tired of getting played on the job. They're tired of people playing with their emotions, Smokey, playing with my money, playing with my time, playing with my intelligence. They're sick of it. They're tired of it. They're sick and tired, and they walked away from that shit. That's the same thing that I think that AB did. I don't know what the particulars are, but it was probably some my bullshit. And he said, you know what? I'm tired of this ish, man. I'm out of here. Take this damn jersey. Take this damn badge. Take these keys. Take this flashlight. Take this clipboard. You know what I'm saying? Take this desk. Take this cubicle. Take this office. I don't want this shit no more. I'm out of here. Like, have you ever felt that way on the job? You don't have to answer that because I already know the answer. I already know the answer. So that's why AB walked away. He was tired of them playing with his emotions, playing with his intelligence, playing with his money. And some chatter about the fact that he might have been close to some type of like incentives in his contract if he just got a few more receptions or a few more touchdowns or a few more yards, and maybe he felt like they weren't going to play him purposely so he couldn't trigger the bonus. I think he was supposed to get there was 3 different incentives that if he triggered them, they were all worth about $300,000. That's a nice little bit of change. Could have been that. Could have been that. But what would make a man walk away from an NFL contract? I mean, that seems like of all the jobs you can do in America, being a wide receiver, catching passes from Tom Brady, that don't seem too bad. Everything else being equal, that don't seem too bad. Why would he walk away from that? That's my theory. You're sick of their ass. You know what I'm saying? He did what a lot of Americans have already did. They just did it in less spectacular fashion. Motherfuckers walking away from Taco Bell. I don't work this. I ain't working here no more. Playing games with me. You don't know who the hell I am. I ain't go to school for this, right? I ain't go get my master's to deal with this nonsense, right? That's how it works. I already know. I ain't go to school for this shit. I went to school to do something else. I just did this and just stayed a little longer. I guess the lesson is sometimes you just got to walk away. Sometimes it's good to walk away. Take that leap. You don't really know what's coming next, but where you're at right now is untenable. I have to leave. It's not going to work. So I'm out. Now, we turn on sports media today. I won't be watching these sports media today because I already hear they're gonna run this brother down. He got so many chances, and he did this in Steeler land. He did that. He did this. He did that. I hope his brother gets help. I don't want to hear all of that. We all need help. I don't know anybody that's sane. All the adults that I know all got problems. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got problems. Raise your hand if you don't have a problem. And that's your fucking problem because you don't think you got a problem. You got a problem like everybody else. I can just admit it. I just admit it. I'm tragically flawed. And I love every fucking flaw, every wrinkle, every flaw. I loves it. You don't have to. I loves it. Love your own flaws. Raise your hand if you believe that you are sane and you ain't got no problems. I'm talking about these kind of problems. I'll wait. All right, waiting is over. That's your problem. You think you're perfect. You're not. Nobody is. Nikki writes, good Monday morning, everyone. Hey, good morning to you, Nikki. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. It's great to be alive. Queen Maxine writes, great grand rising to all of the righteous seekers. A heart emoji and then the 100 emoji. Good morning to you. Maurice writes, good morning to the true Hebrews, or he writes, actually, glorious resurrection to the true Hebrews. Oh boy, brother's getting deep. It's getting deep already. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Regina writes, good morning. Happy New Year, fam. Good morning to you and Happy New Year. That's right. 2022, we here. Good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Good morning, everybody. Good to see you. Nikki writes, AB upset about not hitting bonuses. Understandable, but he is lacking emotional control. We need more people that's got less emotional control. I mean, control is so overrated, isn't it? So overrated, so boring. Nakia writes, good morning. Good Monday morning, all. Good morning to you. TC writes, good morning and Happy New Year to all. Everybody talking and giving their opinion about what happened, but nobody speaking the truth about it. Shaking my head. I'm not, listen, this is a theory. I 100% will tell you I don't have no inside track. This is just what I'm getting from it. I saw a man that was fed up with his employer. Sick of you Negroes. Sick of you ninjas. I'm out of here. Because he had the financial wherewithal to walk away. Now, you know he ain't walking away like that if he know he worried about paying bills. He walked off like, shh, I'm gonna have to cut back on the mink coats and maybe cash in that Maybach, but we're gonna be okay. That's how he walked off. He didn't walk off like, oh Lord, what did I do? Oh Lord, the mortgage is due next week. He didn't walk off like that. Kelly writes, good morning. Good morning to you, Kelly. Tiffany writes, good morning and Happy New Year to all. Susan writes, who knows the truth? Well, that man knows the truth right there. He knows the truth. I'm just giving you a theory. That is my theory. You see a lot of people walking away, like I said, in far less spectacular and far less televised events. But what you saw right there has been happening all over the nation for the last year and a half. People are sick to death of the BS on the jobs. They're sick of it. You're giving your blood, sweat, and tears. Mofos don't appreciate it. You don't appreciate it. Treat you like you disposable. Jared writes, good morning and Happy New Year. Hashtag Team NI. Only he knows people shouldn't judge unless they know what this man is going through. That's exactly my point. You know what I'm saying? Because I was watching some of the stuff last night that was on like social media from some of these ESPN, Fox Sports, you know, some of these legacy sports channels, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it one bit. I had to turn that shit off. TC writes, it's 2022 and people still lying. Dale writes, it's 2022 and people and black folks still have that slave mentality. Do they? In what way, Daryl? Really? Callie writes, good morning, happy new blessings. Good morning to you. Tracy writes, hi. Daryl writes, good morning, Nate, and the Choppers with common sense. Are you gonna differentiate? You gonna segregate us like that? Those with common sense and those with not? Okay, I see you working. Gladys writes, happy new year. Good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Good morning to you. Jerome writes, pray for these kids going back to school and the staff. Oh, dear Lord. Put your blessings over all of the children and the staff. There it is. The GOD listens to the Nathan Ivey Show. Why wouldn't he? That's right. I read there's one school district that's going for 1 week, they're going to go virtual. But here in Cincinnati, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that because and we have to see what the new school board, how they feel, but we're not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? In Cincinnati, there's an overwhelming, overarching belief by the people that make these decisions that even during a public pandemic with the spread of it, of now this new variant, the best place is for kids to be in the schools. That's safer from them than being away from the public. And that's just what they believe. It is what it is. Still don't make sense to me. Callie writes, Antonio Brown may be showing early signs of CTE. You know what? He might be, Callie, or he might just have said enough is enough. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this. From the outside looking in, people looking at him like, damn, he making millions of dollars catching a football, catching leather. He's living a great lifestyle. But we don't know what he was actually dealing with. A lot of people are assuming his mental health. Maybe he's got a completely justifiable employee issue that he felt like was not going to be resolved. And the only thing he could do was walk away from it. Now, people say, well, you can't leave your team. And what about the team? That's just the BS they tell you to make these players go out and run through brick walls and eat fire just to win. Team, my ass. When that team wants to get rid of you, your ass is gone. Family, my ass. As soon as your ass can't run and jump to the satisfaction of the people with the clipboards, your ass is out of here. So all this stuff about family and duty and coming, fuck all of that. That's just some BS that they tell these players to try to get the most out of them on any given Sunday. They don't believe that. They don't go both ways. It only goes one way. It's the player with this undying devotion to the team, but the team has no undying devotion to the player. God, please. Tanika writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Y'all can have this cold weather. Hashtag going back to Florida. Going back to Florida, huh? It is pretty cold. I'm like, what the hell just happened? It was like 60s. Now it's like freaking 20 outside. The hell? But welcome to Cincinnati. It is the wintertime. It is January. Elaine writes, good morning. Hey, good to see you, Elaine. Good morning. TC writes, I just wish he would have did it in a better way, more professional, and put his truth out there besides people criticizing him. TC, you're right. The way he did is going to open himself for criticism. But how can the very same people that you have a problem with now tell you how you're supposed to react to the problem that you have with them? Sometimes you got to walk away in the middle of it. Sometimes. Just to prove a damn point. I'm out of here. I want you mofos to know. Now, what's interesting is the team rallied and they won the game. They were down by like 2 touchdowns. They won the game, which makes him look even worse. Like, they rallied around him not being there. Next man up mentality. So, you know what? He provided an opportunity for somebody. Callie writes, not this fan. I just want to be winners. Is that right? Ashley writes, good morning, Nathan and Choppers. Happy New Year. Deshona writes, good morning, Nathan and all. They played AB song on the radio. It's okay, LOL. Which AB? Like Antonio Brown or Adrian Broner? Didi writes, hey, Choppers. Good morning to you. What's up, Tony? Haters gonna hate, Nate. Dale writes, no playoff win since 1991 makes them bungles. I don't see the bungles out there. And the way that game ended, I told the wifey, like, the way that game ended yesterday, typically things don't go that way for the Bengals. You know, they went for it, on 4th down a couple times. Typically things don't go that way for the Bengals. Typically they're on the other side of like mishaps and inexplicable set of circumstances. Usually the Bengals, the Bungles, were on the wrong side of that. Yesterday it worked in their favor. It goes. It is what it is. Maybe it's the hometown advantage. I don't know, but I don't think it's fair to call them the Bungles anymore, Daryl. I think it's a new energy out there. It's a different energy. It's a different team. It's a whole new cast of characters. That's what I think. But Tiffany writes, you all act like no other team's fans celebrate wins. They make it to the playoffs. Stop the foolishness. Listen, that's Daryl. What I'm saying is enjoy the ride. but keep it in its proper place. That's all. Enjoy the ride, but keep it in its proper place. Like, for instance, if the Bengals win the Super Bowl, I'll be like, yay, way to go, home team. I'll be crunk, right? I'll be up there with it. But if I hit the lottery, it's going to be way more higher, my response, because I'm getting paid. It's different.
Daddy, last night went in my room.
This morning.
No, he did not come in my room this
It was this morning.
No, last night.
Okay.
Yeah, last night.
Okay. You going to say good morning?
Good morning.
But you have to get to the microphone, bud, so they can hear you.
Good morning, you guys, and
Miles Morales.
Good morning. I'm so.
You mind if I get back to what I was doing? Thank you. Appreciate it. Miles Morales. What's corny is acting like all sports fans don't celebrate wins. Smells like a Schittsburg fan. Ooh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Cincinnatians will cut you over things they care about now. Now, Daryl, be careful, brother, because you're playing a very dangerous game. It's one thing to talk about the Bengals when they're losing. Bengal fans will go for that. But when they start winning, and you out here talking about some bungles, man, you putting a target on your back, bro. You're putting a target on your back. I'm telling you, don't do that. Callie writes, no, it's not. And yes, we have struggled throughout the years, but it's a new team. And yes, we do need to go deeper in the playoffs, but we winning, and it's very fun and entertaining. Victoria writes, the old Bengals down 14-0 would have folded. This is not the same team. It's fun to watch. That's what I've been saying. Daryl writes, oh, okay. Plus, the defense is very suspect. KC scored 28 points in the first half. You think they're going on the road and win a wild card game? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. He's going to get himself in trouble. I'm trying to help you, bro. Nat writes, good Monday, Choppers. Good Monday. Nakia writes, I'm going to be prepared to call the FBI ignorant if they let something like what happened on January 6th happen again. That's one of the biggest things that I think that we as Americans, and in particular Black folks, keep our eye on. We need to keep our eye on these so-called insurrectionists because they're not going anywhere. That energy doesn't die. It's still there. It's just transforming into a different form. Who knows how it's going to manifest itself? And it can manifest itself in goofy-ass Trumpian politicians, policies that are a threat to our communities, and or random acts and or organized acts of violence like we saw. So you got to keep your head on the swivel in 2022 for these idiots. AB was Bungle's killer when he was with the Steelers. You're not going to give up on the Bungle thing. Okay. Daryl writes, did anybody see the movie Don't Look Up? Nate, this is definitely your type of movie. Yeah, I know, Daryl. We spent like 2 days talking about it, man. Yes, I saw it and recommended it to everybody. A few people said they saw it and they enjoyed it. I thought it was very interesting commentary in the crazy days that we live in, the last days of common sense. Nat writes, he was never the same after that Vontaze Burfict hit in that playoff game. Could be. I don't know. Brent writes, good morning, Nate and Chopper. Checking in from Dallas, Texas. Good to see you, Brent. The media putting it out there as if he is crazy as hell, shaking my head. And the sad thing is people actually believing it. They played him, period. Yeah, that's the sad thing. That's the sad thing is, it's the hypocrisy of the NFL. It really is. Like, everybody knows that football can cause CTE. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows this. It's common knowledge now. And it starts in high school, through college, to the pros. It's in practice. It's in the games. And even with the new protocols they have in place now, which they only put in place because they were being sued, it was money. People like AB been playing football for 20 years. So let's assume for a second that what we saw with Antonio Brown, and again, you don't have to be a football person to get into this. That's him right there. He walked away from the game, literally during the middle of the game, took off his jersey, as you can see, threw it to the sidelines, took off his T-shirt, threw it into the stands, and walked away waving. And walked away and walked on the field while the team was still playing. All caught on TV. Now, that's a different type of keeping it real right there. That's a different type of keeping it real right there. On some levels, you got to respect that. You got to respect that because I hate the programming and the things you got to do and staying inside the lines and doing this, what they tell you to do and do it this way and be professional, all of that. Sometimes you just got to let it all hang out and just do you. Just do you. I got no problem with it. But the hypocrisy of the NFL is that everybody knows all these people on ESPN is going to be talking shit about this man today. All these people on Fox Sports, Skip and Shannon, you name it, they all know that there is a causal relationship between CTE and playing football. Okay? So let's assume that Antonio Brown is suffering from early CTE symptoms. That's their fault. You can't have it both ways. That's their fault. Y'all create a game with certain rules and dynamics and physics that has a terrible toll on the human body, the human brain. And if, in fact, we find out that Antonio Brown is dealing with CTE, y'all gonna have to deal with it. Y'all created it. All in the name of America's pastime. Is that football or is that baseball? They say it's baseball, but who the fuck's really watching baseball these days? Nobody. Anybody watching? Everybody's watching footballs. You know what I'm saying? Baseball fans can't wait till football season. So it's just a hypocrisy. Y'all gonna turn y'all back on y'all created him. You know what I'm saying? The NFL and the sports media and everything that supports it, you are Dr. Frankenstein. He's your Frankenstein's monster. Deal with it. Deal with it. He is exactly what you wanted him to be. You want him to catch them balls and put on a show for the crowd and catch touchdowns and run real fast. And well, he did all of that. He did it. He did it. And so if in fact he's suffering from CTE, the NFL should take care of him. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need people like him to have something to talk about. Things seem very clearly to me. I see things very clearly in 2022. Brent writes, I think I read that already. Yeah, that's right, TC. Now all of a sudden he crazy. Well, he was always crazy then. Yeah, he was always had some issues. You need to be a little crazy to be the best of the best of some of the best athletes on the world, to step out and separate yourself in the NFL. You got to be a little crazy, I guess. You know what I'm saying? You can't control crazy. Yeah, we like you crazy as long as we can control you. Go on out there and catch them balls, right? And then in the press conference, here's the things we want you to say, but don't say these things. Now, as long as he was crazy and silent in his CTE suffering, if in fact that's what it was, they had no problem with it. As soon as he starts breaking the rules and thumbing his nose at authority, because that's what some of this is. It's like, you're not respecting authority. How dare you leave in the middle of a football game? I mean, we're not talking about brain surgery here, folks. He wasn't in the middle of a heart transplant. That would be different. Like if he's a heart surgeon and like in the middle of a heart transplant, he's like, you know what? Screw this shit. Y'all been fucking with my money. I'm out of here. Just leaves the patient to die in the middle of the of the procedure. It's not that serious. His job was just to catch footballs and block when they're doing running plays. And smile for the camera, but don't say anything. And I think the brother said enough is enough. That's what I think. My theory is this was an employee-employer dispute. And because you're dealing with a man that's probably got a few mil in the bank, he's like, you know what? Screw this. I'm out of here. Y'all want me to put on a show? I'll put on a show. You want me to put on a show for you? I'm going to put on a show for you. You thought it was going to be catching touchdowns and helping Captain Tom Brady, but no. I'm out of this, man. I'm out of this motherfucker. Has anybody ever walked off a job? Have you ever walked off of a job? Have you ever walked off a job before? I'd love to get your thoughts on that. I love a good story. Have you ever walked off a job? That's all he did. They acting like it's some big deal because this man don't want to play football. So fucking what? Big deal. So freaking what? Lord, forgive me for my brash delivery. Excuse my language for the children. I know you're going back to school today. So what? Big deal. And so what? You know, I just feel like it's all about control, the black man. You're supposed to do this and act this way and walk this way and sound this way and do these things. I mean, come on, man. You your whole life in control, being controlled by somebody else. Now, was it the best look in the world? No, because we've been programmed to expect certain things from these athletes. They're supposed to be so grateful, especially the black ones, because we've heard over and over again that if I wasn't playing football, I'd be dead growing up in the hood. I would have had to rob somebody if I couldn't, I don't know, play football. I hate when people do that, tell them fucking stories because I don't believe it one bit. No, black man, you would have found another way out. I wasn't playing ball, I'd be dead. So because of all those stories, and a lot of them come from the players, you know, we get this collective group think in this society that these ball players are supposed to be forever grateful. I was grateful, sir, because you got me an opportunity to be seen as a whole man and all this kind of nonsense. I mean, it's just a job. It's just a game. Nothing more. Have you ever walked off a job? You ever had a job? Them motherfuckers playing with your money. They're playing with your intelligence. They're playing with your emotions. You had to roll out of there. I love to hear your story. You can text it in here. I love to hear the story. Love to hear. So, because black folks, man, we have been conditioned by our parents and stuff. You give them 2 weeks now because you want to give a good notice. You should, man. Sometimes you get 2 weeks, sometimes you don't. Did you give me 2 weeks when I was on the damn job? You didn't give me 2 weeks. I ain't got to give you 2 weeks. I'm not a big fan of that whole 2 week thing. I mean, a week is good enough. I got to give you them fucking 2 weeks for what? For what? You ain't give me 2 weeks. It's just so funny how, like, you're supposed to do for employers what they don't do for employees. That. Bump that. I'm supposed to kiss your ass and be so grateful because I got a job. But you treat me like shit when I come to work? Please. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. And maybe that's my theory about AB. Everybody's saying it's mental illness or he's just a bad dude. Yeah, some people just know how they want to be dealt with. Some people just know how they want to be treated, how they want to be talked to. Some people can feel when there's some F-ish going on and they can feel it and they don't like it. And then they try to talk about it and people try to gaslight them. Some people don't like to be gaslighted. Everybody's different. Some people are docile and they'll stay in place. They won't make a move. Can I breathe? No. Hold their breath because he can't breathe and all. Some people like that. I guess you need all the kind of personalities to make the world go round. And some people are not with that. I'm out of here, B. That's my theory. TC writes, Thursday is the last day of my job. I am done. Over it. A wrap. And start another one in 3 weeks. Amen. I don't know what there should be a word for that time, but when you leave a job where you were sick of these mofos and maybe about to make more money, it's like a sweet spot, isn't it? When you leave one job, you got a better opportunity, and you know you got a better opportunity, man, you be packing your shit up like, y'all motherfuckers, y'all just is sinking shit. Y'all just don't know. You be happy like, psh, got me a new office, making more money. I ain't get to deal with your ass no more. This is great. There should be a word for that, TC. But congratulations. Wish you the best in your new endeavors. Wish you the best. Brent writes, but I'm pretty sure not one of those jobs you walk out on gross you millions of dollars per year. I mean, you know, you're right. You know, millions of dollars a year goes a long way. Obviously, we know that. But if you already got millions in the bank, I think it makes you less. It depends on how your lifestyle and your finances are. Like, maybe AB's got enough money in the bank where he can project that him and his is going to be good no matter what he does. If he can think that, I think you're probably going to walk a little differently in these streets. You're going to interact with employers differently if you know that your lifestyle is good, is great, and it's not going to change no matter what this mofo says. Your lifestyle is good. I don't see no problems with that. I don't see no problems with it at all. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Alfred said something about Lincoln Ware promised that he could get. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Let me see. Terry, and good morning to you, Alfred. Good to see you. Al Beasley. Al Beasley was the drop before drop. Black conservative, man. He had the man. Al's been a minute, man. We got to catch up. Al Beasley was a character. He was something else, man, in local talk radio. You was a funny dude, bro. Roll around in limousines. You know what I'm saying? They should have hired you over there at 700, bro. I'll say it again. They should have gave you a gig over there and you could do the whole Black Republican thing. That shtick that you had back in the day would work today. Like, you jump on the Trump bandwagon, man, should rethink it, bro. Sheila writes, good morning and happy New Year, Choppers, and Nate and Mrs. Ivy. Okay, I will relay the message to that woman. Susan writes, Coach says he tried to pull him in the game several times and he refused. Maybe so. Jerome writes, money is not everything. Correct, Amundo. Money is not everything. It is not. Respect is way more important, depending on the scenario, because money is pretty important. I'm just saying. Sometimes you may just need a peace of mind. Yes, exactly. Trey's in the house. Good morning to you, Trey. He writes, good morning. Don Lee writes, you are spot on, Nathan. I recently left a situation I was in. I immediately gained some peace. I don't regret my decision one bit. Exactly, man. Exactly. Going on a job that is not properly respecting you will bring you more stress. The only two things that can be you more stress is a woman and a car. That's it. A woman, a car, because a car can stress a man the fuck out with repairs and tires and this and that. Three things that'll stress a man the hell out. A woman, and we don't even got to define that because y'all already know y'all a handful. A woman, an automobile, and a job. Those are the three things that will drive a man crazy. And that's the reason why you got a lot of modern day men that are choosing to remain ever single. They Ubering and lifting, right? Biking, walking, and they are entrepreneurs. That's the reason why. Because they don't want to deal with those three things on a regular basis. Like, we got to deal with you, but there's different levels of dealing with you. There's dealing with you like in a relationship, and it's dealing with you in a situationship. And a situationship is far less of an issue. Trey writes, he was fed up, but terrible way to quit. Terrible, Trey, in the sense of what the power structure in the media tells us is the acceptable way. Right? They tell us the acceptable way is to do it during a press conference. Don't do it during the game because the game, oh, that's blasphemous. Oh, my God, that's blasphemous. It goes against the religion of capitalism. How dare you walk away during the game and leave your teammates and your coaches? Man, them teammates and coaches don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you. Them coaches, that owner will drop your ass as soon as you are not useful. They're not going to keep you around unless you're a white male quarterback. They're not going to keep you around long past your prime because they like you. Where the fuck they do that in the, excuse my language. Where they do that shit in the, where the fuck they do that in the, where they do that at? They don't do that. So I'm just paralleling what I saw with Antonio Brown to our lives. And my question is, has anyone ever walked off a job? I'd love to hear that story. Have you ever walked off a job? Like, screw this, I'm out of here. I'm out. Take your apron off. Take your apron off. Throw it at them. Take your damn apron. Take your little name badge off. throw it in the air, take your name badge. I'll be back to pick up my check in 2 weeks. Now you don't got to pick it on check. They put a direct deposit straight into your account. But I'd like to know what you think. Somebody got jokes. AB was pissed about the Bengals being the AFC North champs. Oh, my God. This is how crazy we are in our culture. I'm going to get very explicit real quick. This is how crazy we are in our culture. I saw a sign. This is a white dude was holding a sign. The sign read, Joe Burrow has a big D-I-C-K, has a big dick. I'm like, so now he packing because he playing football? What the fuck is going on in this world? And why would you ever write that on a poster board as a man and then walk around in public with it like, yeah, huh? I'm telling you, we all messed up in the head. Everybody's messed up. So as you hear people talk about Antonio Brown today for the sports fans out there, because some of y'all not sports fans, you ain't going to hear none of this. But if you tap into the sports world, they're going to be running his brother down. And I'm not willing to do it. I'm not sure if anybody knows what the real is. He walked off. A lot of people should walk out. I'm going to say it again. There's people going to jobs today. What you need to do is walk in there and cuss them motherfuckers out and quit today and go on about your business. But I understand that, finances and all. Believe me, I get it. Didi writes, God doesn't listen to the show because you keep calling her a he. There you go. We're going to do gender wars now, Didi. Gender wars. When you go to God's Twitter account, so do me a favor, Didi, go to God's Twitter account or Instagram account and tell me what pronouns that God wants to be referred to. We should rewrite the Bible and put the pronouns in there for all the different folks so we know who's who. I mean, I don't want to call you a he if it's a she or vice versa. Okay, can I get some clues here? I don't know what to say. AB has been going through stuff for years. If he ever wanted to play again, that was not the way to leave. No self-control. He just reacts without thinking. It's probably what made him such a good football player. He's had issues with every team he's been on. It's a shame because he cold-ass receiver, shaking my head. Yeah, he has. I've heard that. He has, but we don't know the nature of those issues. He could have been justified. I don't know. The NFL can't have it both ways. You know that the game causes traumatic and debilitating brain degenerative diseases called CTE. Everybody knows that. So when you get a player, and let's say we find out that he has CTE, y'all created that. Dr. Frankenstein got all in his feelings because Frankenstein's monster started killing people. You created him. You know what I'm saying? Spare parts from this, spare parts from that. In a very unholy, blasphemous, ungodly way, you created a monster. And then when he acts like a monster, then you want to get in your feelings. No, NFL. Can't have it both ways. Brent writes, Antonio Brown had an issue with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The players union would file a grievance on his behalf in a heartbeat. Glenn writes, morning, Nate and the Choppers. Nate, in Dallas, we went from 80 degrees down to 29 in a matter of 6 hours. Really? What the hell? Climate change, man. I know that that's a boring conversation because I've tried to have it over the years. I even brought in, climatologists and things like that, scientists in the area. People are like, huh? Climate change? What? That shit ain't real. But we'll have the conversation sometime in the future. It'll be in the 11th hour, vis-a-vis the movie Don't Look Up. It'll be in the 11th hour when we can't do anything about it. Human beings will be like, you know what? We are causing climate change. By then it'll be too late and we'll have to deal with the apocalypse. But that's what it is. Shauna writes, happy Houday New Year. Now it's a happy Houday New Year, Shauna. Good morning to you. Happy Houday New Year. We doing that out here? Okay. If they lose in the playoffs, because the Bengals are going to the playoffs because they are the champs of the AFC North, I don't want to see no damn Joe Burrow, King of the North photographs, Photoshop images. Don't do that shit. Don't do that. Maurice says he's having some volume issues. Hopefully, well, I don't like hearing it, but hopefully you are the only person having those issues. Let me quick eyeball test. Everything on my side looks good. Everything looks good on my side. So TC writes, good morning, little king. He's already gone. That boy thinks this show is his show. Bengals got lucky at end of game. Foolish plays, luckily flagged. I don't think it was luck, Terry. I don't think it was luck. I think there's another lesson there. I think the way I look at the last couple of minutes of that is that when you are aggressive, good things happen to you. So the Bengals were aggressive in that fourth down call or fourth down play call, and so good things happen for you. I think that was a lesson of that. Lemmy writes, good morning, young son. Victoria writes, good morning, little man. He's on his way. He's already out on his way to go get COVID at CPS today. He can bring it home and give it to his father. Yay. Daryl writes, I'm here for it because I cut back and deeper. Oh, boy. You cutting back deeper, huh? Shit. TNT writes, I love it. F them. Exactly. DeAndre writes, is someone big mad or little mad about them Bengals? I'm happy for I'm happy for the city, whatever the hell that means. I'm happy for I got a lot of friends that have spent a lot of time buying jerseys. I see you on Facebook. Y'all just love to post photographs of yourselves with your jersey on, watching the game, or you're at the stadium, or you're traveling with the team. You love to do that. So I see it. I'm happy for you, whatever that means. Akeem writes, RIP to Goldie. When pimping was made easy. And the man, he said RIP to go. There he is right there. The man who played in the MAC. Blaxploitation era, man, passed away. Max Julian. He was well known for playing a pimp. But y'all want to blame hip-hop. You know where I'm going with it, but y'all want to blame hip-hop. So the promotion of pimps, players, street dudes, just a street life precedes hip-hop. I just want to make that point. But RIP to Max Julian. Yeah, it precedes it. Everybody want to blame it. All these pimping and all these hoes and treating women like items and its and things and that. But all that precedes hip-hop. Nobody ever says, you know what, that damn blaxploitation era. Nobody ever says that. But the blaxploitation era actually was very complex. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, Max Julian passed away. Brent writes, I am surprised I haven't seen any love for the UC Bearcats, even though they got beat down by Bama. Yeah, I gave UC love. I started the show for sure, man. Game was boring as hell. Maybe this brother's tired of how they're being treated by these racist white folks. Could be. No one cares if he left the game. Stop acting like he just walked out. AB is his own worst enemy. His own worst enemy. Or maybe so. I don't know. Sakina's in the house. She writes, good morning, Nathan. Good morning to you, Sakina. Hey, now. Nakia writes, yes. Yep, I walked off. You walked off a job. Tell me the story. Type the story and let me know. I like them kind of people. I like people that walk off jobs. Cuss everybody out. If it's justified. Because too many people get timid like a little church mouse. Gee, I don't want to say anything. Am I talking? Am I audible? Because I don't want to be audible on the job. I might lose it and all this kind of garbage. Nat writes, that man blew multi-millions in the NFL. Got to give it to Mike Tomlin for managing him for 9 years. Yeah, Mike Tomlin managed him for 9 years and got, 2-3 championships out of it. Eloise is in the house. She writes, good morning, happy Monday. Hey, good morning to you, Elo. Good to see you. My new line, CCC, can't control crazy. We only think it's crazy through our lens because we think it's crazy for somebody to walk away from millions of dollars. But we got to resist our programming. If you ain't happy, it don't matter how much money they paying you. If you feel disrespected, it don't matter how much money they paying you, especially if you got millions in the bank. I think it was a righteous employee. This is my theory. It was a righteous employee dispute. He did what he did and said what he said. That's it. Victoria writes, stop it, Nate. My young adult is listening. Work ethic, sir. I agree with you, though. Okay, great. I'm sorry. Bad Nathan. Sakina writes, he can't play football forever anyway. Absolutely. TC writes, it's one thing to say to stay and kiss ass. It's another thing to walk off and say, kiss my ass. Enough is enough. And that's what I'm saying. I'd rather walk off and say, kiss my ass than stay, try to kiss ass, and get dumped anyway. You know what I'm saying? You might as well let them know who you really are and walk out of there. Brent writes, folks make the huge assumption that number one, these football players have millions in the bank. Most players are extremely fortunate to net 30% of what they actually gross, and that over 60% of retired players file for bankruptcy in 2 to 3 years. Dale writes, Nate facts. Angela writes, I quit my job and started my business. Best decision of my life. I love it. Props. More people should do that. The great resignation should continue into 2022. Make these employees respect you. They're never going to respect you if you kissing their ass every day when you go to work. They ain't going to respect you. Make them pay you what you deserve. Make them give you the respect you deserve. Or get somebody else to do this garbage. I got better things to do with my time. And for that, I love it. Sometimes you can't take the blatant disrespect. Ain't nobody got time for that. It's time to go. Hashtag know your worth. Absolutely. Angela's in the house. She writes salutations. Happy 2022. Same to you, Angela. Loving the avatar with the hat. Looks dope. Renee writes, good morning, all. Happy New Year. Shauna writes, I never walked. You never walked out is what you're trying to say? Yeah, I like to know. Yeah, the coach said on the radio this morning he's no longer a Buck. Right. Right, he sure did. He said it actually after the game yesterday. Dante writes, I walked off a job mid-shift, got tired of politics and the favoritism BS. Walked right out the door, got in my car, drove off. I didn't give a damn and still don't. I don't believe, as I'm talking all this shit here, have I ever walked off a job? Let me think here. I'd never walked out like Antonio Brown, where like walked off mid-shift. But I've just walked away from jobs abruptly, like, I'm done. I'm out. Today's my last day, and I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that. It was fun. It's not fun anymore. Now I'm out. And I never looked back. It was the best decision of my life. I knew what was coming on my job, Nate, so I walked off before the administrator walked me out. Yep, sometimes you got to do that. Susan writes, I don't think that the NFL is bothered. They're not. Dale writes, don't look up on Netflix. Y'all should check it out. A true commentary on our current situation. Yeah, it is. Maurice writes, the Bible says the earth will groan. The earth is crying out to Yah. TNT writes, chess moves. Absolutely. Pat writes, good morning. RIP to Max Julian. Brent writes, former NFL player and ESPN analyst Dominic Foxworthy said that if his children follow him playing football, that he did something wrong. He sacrificed his body so his children wouldn't have to. 100. I feel that. Pimping. Dale writes, even Nate thought it was a foolish comment. That quick pause, move on, told it all. I'm not even sure what company you talk about. Pamela writes, I had a job as an inventory buyer, and I wrote a resignation letter over the weekend. On Monday morning, I dressed up like Al Sharpton, wearing black pants, white shirt, and curled my hair under, marched in like Sharpton, and dropped the letter. And dropped the letter on the manager's desk. That ungrateful bee was shocked. I drove down 75 South laughing with my convertible top down. I love it. I love it. Really? I love that. I love it. That's right, man. Start your own shit. Do your own thing. Anything is possible. I don't know care what age you are. Anything is possible. You got to put it with somebody's garbage. Unless that's part of your plan. Like, let me make a little money over here. I'm going to use this money, boom, for my foundation. I'm going to build over here. I get it. Lannis writes, good morning, brother Nathan Ivy. Good morning to you. Shauna writes, I've never walked off a job. I don't believe in burning bridges. Yeah, I feel you on that. I was taught the same way, 2-week notices, blah, blah. I was taught the same thing. You want to burn bridges. The world is so small. You never know. You might come in contact. I was taught all that shit too. Absolutely. Jared writes, Antonio Brown probably has CTE. This isn't the first instance of erratic behavior. It's a sad situation. Nat writes, career jobs are different than jobs. Burning bridges will cause you to be blackballed, but I forgot y'all all waiting on AB out of the trial. Is that what we doing? Kathy writes, I've walked away in AB style a couple times. I will not be disrespected. Is that right? I love it. I ain't mad about none of that. Let me jump inside the chop shop. Ray writes, good risings all. I let Boomer have it yesterday. His unprofessional emotional behavior was in full display. Really? Boomer? Really? Like Boomer Esiason, or which Boomer are you talking about? Miss D writes, greetings. Sharp writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. I haven't seen, where's CD? Where's Chocolate Girl Wonder? I haven't seen her in a minute. CGW out there? I was thinking about that over the weekend. Like, haven't seen her in the chop shop. She living her best life somewhere. I ain't got time for you mofos. Sharp writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. I think I read that. And good morning to my people on the TuneIn app. I know you're there. I appreciate you tapping in and checking out the flows this morning. I'd only plan to do the show for about an hour. I only plan to do an hour's worth of the show this morning. And I think I'm going to stick to that. This is why he walked off a theory. It's just a theory. I don't have to be right. It's just a theory. You know, my theory about jobs is that whether it's a career, like, yeah, I know there's a difference, Nat. Like I've worked in a job that was in my career, and you do approach that differently. You might eat a little bit more shit or be a little bit more tolerant because this is your chosen professional career path. I get it. But bump that. Maurice writes, one should never walk off a job unless they have another lined up, unless it's really called for. Well, yeah, we're assuming it's always really called for. We're assuming that. Janice writes, good morning and happy new year. And whether you walk off a job the way AB did it, or you methodically plan and you walk off in what people call a more professional way of doing it, I don't know if that's true or not. I question everything. But either way, the point I'm trying to make is a couple points when it comes to AB. Number one, thank you so much, FG. Number one, a lot of people are going to be talking about mental illness today. Like, I think the brothers got mental illness issues or whatever. We're all mentally ill, each and every one of us. Nobody is normal or well-adjusted. We all got problems. Some manifest itself in small ways, and some manifest itself in big ways. Everybody got a problem. In fact, if you don't have a problem, then something's wrong with you. Okay? If you don't have a problem. So that's number one. Number two, if the brother does have CTE, the NFL created it. So now when the brother is exhibiting symptoms of CTE from playing your game that made you a whole lot of money, because no matter how much money AB made, Antonio Brown made, the owners of the Steelers and the other owners of the NFL franchises, because they collectively share their money, made a whole lot more money out of it. They made a whole lot more money out of it. So if the brother has CTE, he's your problem. Quit acting like he's some kind of pariah or he's done something that's just so inexcusable. I mean, come on, man. Brother might have CTE. And then lastly, maybe it was just an employee issue. So I'm out of here. Lee writes, I walked away from that toxic radio station as a way to protect my mental and physical health. I haven't looked back. I don't regret it. I know, Lee. I've heard. I was there. Not in the same, scenario, but I get it, brother. Sometimes you got to walk away from that shit. Sometimes you got to walk away. I have always kept 2 Kroger's bags at my desk. Never know when you have to leave in a hurry. My personal attitude about working for other people is I'm always ready to leave. And that's my general attitude anywhere. I'm always ready to leave. I'm always well to get up and get my shit and roll. At any moment of the day, the first time somebody started tripping, I'm like, oh, I don't want to deal with this. I'm out the door. I ain't saying it's the best thing to do, and I have done it, but I'm just saying. DeAndre writes, home of the AFC North champs. Have a great Hootie. Oh, have a great Hootie. I get it. Oh, okay. That's what we doing out here, DeAndre? Yeah, congrats to the AFC North champs, the Bengals. Last year they were like, 4-11 or something crazy, or 2-11, something crazy. They got Jamar Chase. Dude is looking like he might be a good player. 260-something yards. That's video game numbers. That's crazy. Joe Burrow, 8 touchdowns, almost 1,000 yards in 2 consecutive games. Are they playing Madden out there? John Madden, of course, he passed away this week. Sister Iris writes, good morning, great people. Hey, listen, that is my time. I only plan to be with you just for an hour today. I'll be back with you bright and early tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. We'll chop it up. Just wanted to leave that with you. Have an excellent rest of your day. And I'll be back with you before you know it, bright and early tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. We'll chop it up on people, politics, and pleasure. Again, it's the first Monday of the new year. I don't really do resolutions. I just do the shit. Resolutions, it just seems like it's a setup for failure. It's like, I can't possibly live up to this. I'm not doing none of that. And I don't believe in talking about every single move you make. Sometimes you just got to do stuff. All right. So I'm just going to do all of it. I'm just going to do it. All right. Have an excellent rest of your day, family. I'll be back with you tomorrow morning, bright and early at 7 a.m. Until next time, I'm Nathan Ivy, and I'm out.